So I've recently been receiving several messages just expressing the frustration with husbands not leading well, feeling like you make all the decisions, you lead the home, all that stuff. And it just got me thinking so much about how just like we have this picture of ourselves, like what a housewife should be, what a godly wife should be, and when we don't live up to the standards that are not even biblical, that we've placed heaped on ourselves, this horrible burden that isn't even biblical, we feel like we're not doing a good job. And really, the only one is the only ones doing that is us to ourselves. Like Scripture just says to manage our homes well, to submit and respect our husbands, and to raise our children in the fear and the admonition of the Lord, and to love our husbands and to love our children. So that's going to look different for every house, and it's okay. There's not like a checklist and a perfect description. Same exact thing given to husbands. Husbands are the spiritual leaders. There's not like a specific explanation of what that looks like. It's going to look different in each household. Every man is different, and so he's going to lead differently. Some men are really intentional, and they'll have like all these special organized Bible studies in the mornings and the afternoons and be really intentional about other things, whatever. And then some are going to be more laid back about it and only do, I don't know, something at night before bedtime. And then some will want your help, your suggestions, and then even your help to follow through because they are not good at following through. And that's okay. Like, that doesn't make them less of a leader. So whatever picture you have of what a spiritual leader should look like in a home, you need to erase it, first of all, and allow your husband to be the man that he is and allow him to lead the way that he's going to lead. It's going to look different in every home for every husband. And that's just one of the things that we could do is follow. If we follow, then they're leading. So willingly follow, and then you're allowing him to lead. And of course, I'm not making excuses. I'm not saying that every husband's a leader. Obviously, there's the ones that don't do absolutely anything, that are not up for anything, that are not willing to take suggestions and stuff. And then, of course, if you are in a situation like that where your husband refuses to lead, he just doesn't want to from laziness or just whatever, poor understanding of what's expected of him, pray for him, that the Lord would send men into his life that would speak truth into his life, and then that would challenge him in his role, and also that the Lord would just convict him through Scripture or through passages that he reads through Scripture, or through sermons that he may hear, or conversations he may have with his friends, or whatever. We don't want to be a nag, and we don't want to always be bringing the same things up over and over to our husbands, especially if it has to do with something they're not doing well or not the way you want them to do it, because that not only is annoying, but it's discouraging, and you don't want to give him a reason to possibly feel unsupported by you, discouraged, or resentful or bitter towards you. So just be careful with that, and I hope this is helpful, and I don't know, just helps you to not be so hard and have such high expectations on your husband of this perfect picture that you want, and just isn't happening, because every man's different and every home's going to look different. And yeah. And I also want to say it's okay for you to suggest things. Like, it's all right to sit down with your husband and say, hey, what do you think about us reading six verses of Proverbs every morning at breakfast with our children? And six, I say that because our kids are really young. They can't sit through much more than that, or like really review much more than that. But as they get older, read more, let's sit down and do that at breakfast, and then pray. And if he's like, yeah, cool, do it. Or if he says, let's not do 6, let's do 3 and pray. Okay. There's no reason to like have, an issue with what he's willing to do. If he's willing to do something and he's up for it, then cool, do it, and help him remember. Like my husband, maybe other husbands don't like to be reminded of things. My husband likes when I remind him, like, hey, I remember we wanted to do this. He'll be like, yes, thank you. But I have friends whose husbands get mad that they're being reminded, and that, not mad, but just like irritated, and also disappointed in themselves for not remembering. If you have that, just every situation is going to be different. So just know your husband, learn your husband, talk to your husband on what's best for you to do, to help him, and then do those things so that you don't come across discouraging or like a nag. And that's all I have to say, I think. Have a great day.